A Turkish prosecutor who went public on Thursday with allegations of police obstruction in a high-level corruption case had himself mishandled the case. That's according to his superior, the country's chief prosecutor. Well, let's get more on this from Isil Sariyuce in Istanbul. Isil, we're hearing all sort of claim and counterclaim with regards to the people involved in this investigation. Can you kind of shed some light on what's going on?
For the last 10 days, there is an ongoing battle between the government and some prosecutors. The resignation of 3 ministers over the corruption probe was the first phase of the scandal, we can say, and a public prosecutor announced that a couple of hours ago announced that yesterday he wanted to launch a second phase of the probe. He said he ordered the police department to detain, to arrest some more businessmen, some more high-level bureaucrats, and some more relatives of the government members. And he said police didn't obey his rules. Police refused to detain those people. Right after the launching of that scandal, Turkish government changed the location of more than 100 police chiefs. So that newly appointed police, according to the prosecutor, refused to obey his rules. I want to quote him. He said, "By means of the police force, judiciary was subject to open pressure, execution of the court orders was obstructed." And just some minutes after that statement released, a written statement released, his chief prosecutor of Istanbul, Çolakkale, was in front of the cameras. He said the information given to media by the prosecutor was all wrong. He was leaking information to the media. So we can say that we are now in the middle of a deadlock position within the judiciary. It's something very unforeseen. It's something pretty unexpected. So we're going to see how that deadlock will end.
And how is all this going down amongst the Turkish people? We already saw there were protests that turned violent with the security forces overnight. Are you hearing more of a clamour that this has got to be sorted out, and even that the Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan should quit? Some people say Prime Minister Erdogan should quit. They are on the streets. But first we have to be clear on the fact that Recep Tayyip Erdogan got 50% of the votes in the last elections. So he still has a strong base. But we're going to see how that corruption case will affect his popularity in the upcoming days, especially since we see some results on the economy. Turkish lira is devaluating since the start of the probe. Let's say we are getting informations, we are getting calls that people will take on the streets tonight as well. Those protests are taking place since the scandal started, but there were some thousands of them. So we're going to see that prosecutors' announcement will affect the crowds on the street or not. I mean, whether there will be more crowds in the upcoming days or not, we're going to see it. Good to talk to you, Isil Sariyuce, speaking to us there from Istanbul.